My name is Wally Amaro, community leader, advocate, and handball player. I mean, I'm what they call a shoot-to-kill type of guy. Just like tennis, there's a lot of volleying. And I try to cut that short. I want to put the ball away and earn the point as fast as I can because you end up draining energy within that volley. Sometimes that's the difference in winning a game and losing a game.
Handball, there's a lot of versions to it, but this one in particular, which is the one-wall version, you can find in a lot of low-income urban areas dealing with, drugs and violence and, dropout rate of school and unfortunate, most people don't make it out of here.
Here, of course, in Philadelphia, there's a lot of Puerto Rican handball players, and it's the majority because of the area that we're in. A lot of the little sections of Philadelphia, some people refer to them as barrios. Not having money to pay league fees or play football. So I'm gonna say that's probably why there's a strong presence of Puerto Rican players here in the city. I was actually born here in Philadelphia. At the time, it was called the Badlands. It's probably the worst part of the city. Poverty, drugs, alcohol abuse. And it was a pretty rough neighborhood. Handball was my outlet. I didn't have to worry about what was going on at home, what was going on in the street, friends dying and things of that nature. It was, I could block everything out. My uncle was the one that introduced me to handball, and I seen that he was a different person when he was playing handball. It was a different world, there was a camaraderie there, so it kind of drew my attention. To lose him at 10, what do you do? What do you do? There's no other father figure or male figure that I would look up to at that time. Of course, in honor and in memory of my uncle, I wanted to always play the sport because I know that's what he loved. And it got to a point where I wanted to be really good at it. And again, it kept me out of trouble. It consumed so much of my time, and when I was done playing handball, I would come home so tired that I wanted to go to sleep, that's it. Eventually started playing with the older guys, started developing a better game, started beating some of the older guys, which they didn't like too much. So just started making a name for myself. I always felt as though I was the underdog, never had butterflies. I had nothing to lose. Here was a kid from a bad neighborhood that was just out there trying to do what he loved. So if I won, it was great. If I lost, it is what it is. I got nothing else to lose. So moved up in the rankings, started beating, pro athletes at that time. Now I was invited to tournaments all over the country. Oh, listen, that kid's pretty good. Let's invite him to the tournament. He's respectful, he's humble, so he's got a good attitude. So that kind of helped in a sense as well. Being professional all the time, on and off the court. In the midst of me doing so well, I got invited to play for Team Puerto Rico, which is kind of an elite handball team. We were ranked #1 in the world for a very long time. That's actually what got me my first trip to Italy, to Imperia, Italy, in 2010, I think it was. We were able to come back home with a world championship, which was a cup about this size. So now I'm considered a pro-level elite handball player, which is a great title to have, but I look at it as you got to use that title to now help better other people and use that pull and that clout to help other people in the community, which is what I do now. What are you gonna win today? Maybe. You gotta be confident. You gotta be like, I know I'm gonna beat them.
I know I'm gonna beat them.
There you go, you see? That's what you gotta do.
I'm not losing.
There you go, see? That's the attitude you gotta have. So what we're having here is we're having our annual citywide event, which is a handball tournament within 6 different communities. And we've already got 30 teams registered. all for the same common goal. No violence, no fighting, of course my no cursing policy, no smoking. It's a family-friendly environment.
I actually been playing for like 6-7 years now. I've been playing ever since I was like first grade. Handball is just a way to have fun, get things off your head.
It's important to have community running the playground because they have a sense of ownership. So it gets them the opportunity to sit there and be like, yeah, this is mine. We did this for our future generation.
I think stuff like this should happen like mostly every weekend, I guess, because everybody get together, clean up, everybody's together, nobody's arguing, nobody's having problems or anything. So I think that's good for the community, everybody be together.
There's currently 5 official-sized handball courts in the city, which is nothing compared to New York's 2,200. I mean, it's a drop in the bucket. So it came to a point in time where we wanted to open handball up to different communities. So we started the Pennsylvania Handball Association to kind of unite all the handball players. We try to help with the upkeep of the handball courts to make sure that they're being used. So as of right now, what we're doing is we're trying to either fix or refurbish the handball courts that currently exist to make sure that we get it right, so that way there's a standard. Our budget might be maybe $3 grand a year, and we're helping impact so many people, both young, old. Everybody might not like handball, but if we can draw them in to watch a handball game, and let's say pick up a pamphlet at a table for college or for a job, or even things like drug rehabilitation programs. We sometimes will have that information available at a handball tournament. So just different outlets to help the community is really the reason why we started the Handball Association. Everything I do in handball, it works both ways. It transitions into life, and then life, of course, transitions into handball. You go for a shot, you miss, you're like, what did I do wrong? Life is the same way, you shoot and you miss. Again, it's a matter of when you shoot again, what are you going to do differently? So the impression I want to leave on young people is, of course, to stay positive, be respectful, which I'm really key on that because respect goes a long way and it ties into so many things in life. Uh-oh. Why are you upset? Huh? Why are you upset? Because you lost? You got to lose to win. You can't always win. So what? Now you got to come out here next time and you got to get better. You got to work hard. You got to respect one another. You got to respect the environment you're in. You got to respect everyone as an individual. That's what I try to get the kids to walk away from, not only learning the sport, but have respect for themselves and the sport as well. And that automatically carries over into their life. If you can learn to respect that player that you're playing, shake their hand at the beginning of the game. Even when you lose, you shake their hand, you tell them good game. Then that carries over outside the sport where now, okay, you know what, it's okay to lose. It's okay to lose and still be respectful. It's okay to lose and still learn something. And of course have a good time in the midst of all that. Because if they're not having fun, then I'm not having fun.